Akeredolu created Amotekun to kill Fulani herdsmen, northerners in southwest, Miyetti Allah. A pan-Fulani group for cattle breeders, Miyetti Allah Kota has alleged that Ondo State Governor Rotimi Akeredolu created the Western Nigerian Security Network, also known as Amotekun, to kill the Fulani and northerners residing in the southwest. National Secretary of the Association, Saleh Al-Hassan, disclosed this in a statement on Thursday. Hassan called for calm among his people, assuring them that efforts were going on to prefer a permanent solution to the challenges. He urged state government to quit enacting laws that will widen cracks in the unity of Nigeria, but rather promote steps that will further strengthen the fragile peace and unity in Nigeria. Al-Hassan, however, lauded Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed for constantly speaking for the Fulani pastoralists who he said, are being persecuted in many states through the enactment of negative, obnoxious laws against their means of livelihood and issuance of illegal eviction notices from their places of abode against constitutional provisions. Al-Hassan also accused Akeredolu of being the brains behind the creation of Amotekun, allegedly unleashing terror on herders and northerners in the southwestern states of Ondo and Oyo. He said Akeredolu created an ethnic militia, Amotekun, that is now unleashing terror and mayhem on innocent herders and northerners living in the southwest against unconstitutional and blanket eviction notices for herders to vacate places where they earn their livelihoods. Akeredolu will be held accountable for the ongoing genocide against innocent pastoralists and northerners living in the southwest. Akeredolu had last month issued a 7-day quit notice to the herdsmen operating illegally in the state's forest reserves. The governor also banned underage grazing, as he should, night grazing, as he should, and the movement of cattle within cities in the states and on highways, as he should. Why should cows be walking on the street? Why? They have no business being there. Underage grazing? Are you joking? I mean, this is a culture that does underage marriage, so I'm not even gonna give them the benefit of the doubt as to why they should not do that in the first place. The issue generated an uproar after a meeting with different stakeholders. Akeredolu asked herdsmen to register with the government so that they can operate unhindered in the forest reserves. Absolutely, as he should. Why? See, that's the thing. When you're officially registered to do or given the permission by the state to do whatever business that you have, you are very responsible for the things that you do. You do have benefits if somebody crosses your way and all that, but it means that you can't go on private property, first of all, or farmlands, or the streets or highways. Why? The fact we're having this conversation is just so bad. Like, people in the south think, oh, we are so underdeveloped, we need to get better and better. But then we live in a country where we have to keep up with such backwardness. Like, come on now. They're literally keeping Nigeria from progressing. And again, I don't know what they need to do, but they need to find their sort of their trade and economy. It doesn't always have to be that it's always cattle rearing. I know it's their culture, whatever, but that you have to understand that there's a time. I mean, there's a place that's appropriate for these things. You make your own land. You understand that the weather then allows for them to move around and all that, but find ways. There's got to be a way. Someone here says, I don't think this is true. Every governor has a right to protect the lives and properties of his people. No sane person would condone what Fulani herdsmen are doing in his environment. Absolutely. But that's the thing. Let's not assume that all, Fulanis or Hausas are not being reasonable or trying to understand why these things are happening. It does not justify that the Yoruba should go and start killing innocent, even if the laws have been taken into their hands. So there's no limit as to where they would go because they're frustrated, obviously. But then, of course, we have the innocent Fulanis that are actually bearing the brunt of all this that's happening. But then there are Fulanis that actually understand. They're not. Well, on the internet, they're not huge in numbers. They might be there physically, but on the internet, they're not huge in numbers. It's just one out of a few few people that will understand where the people are coming from. The government is who we should blame right here, because they allowed the people to take the law into their hands. Why? Because they did not enforce the law that they were put into positions to enforce. It is what it is. Someone here says Miyetti Allah is a terrorist organization, but because the president is a robot that is being remote controlled by Fulani cabals, the federal government refused to pronounce it, but they are in Ãłłäh, exactly, chasing Çº 1ES. So it shows where the priorities lie. It shows that, and I've said it before, that the government is very, very scared of Çº 1ES, because you cannot tell me that people are dying and then you're going to go meet a security network that's minding their business. How does it relate? How does it relate? Because they know that if anything, that the Biafrans are very, very strong. You cannot divide them. They've been through so much. They've been through too much for them to be divided. Why would they do that? Why? For what reason? Someone here says, imagine having National Security Council that's occupied with 9 northerners out of 11, and you expect Nigeria to be safe of terrorists and kidnappers, who are the ones causing mayhem and terror acts in Nigeria today, the Fulanis and the Hausas. With all this happening everywhere, you expect us to protect ourselves from your atrocities. But then you'd go and attack an Eastern security network that's minding their business. Why? What is the reason? Northerners are busy destroying people's hard-earned businesses in the name of religion, not minding of their constitutional rights, yet they are complaining of Southwest chasing away cows that are busy destroying massive farmland. This is evil. It is very insensitive, inconsiderate. It's so many things. There's so many adjectives that you can use to describe it, but I don't know how. But again, I'm going to reiterate, we cannot blame ourselves. We are not the problem. That's what the government wants. They want us to think that we are the problem. We are not, because it's a divisive tactic that makes us distracted from the actual crime and the actual irresponsibility and lack of accountability on the part of the government. The government right now is the common enemy that we all need to be holding accountable and attack them, because they are the ones who are not doing their jobs. We put them there. Wherever the votes came from, the votes put them there. So whether it was rigged or not, they were put in there for a reason. By these votes, where they came from, we don't know, but they are there. So they have to fix up. Would they even fix up? But yeah, it's their job. So again, we can't fight each other. It's bad. I understand that. Okay, fine. People are frustrated and they cannot just sit down there and be having discussions with people that are not willing to reason with them. And so when these things happen like this, they have to protect their own. So yeah, the tribalism we can't afford to let tribalism, distract us from the main point. We need to hold the government accountable every single time. And we can't be distracted. That is what it is. Put what you think about this in the comment section below, and do not forget to like and subscribe.